Welcome to N2K, everything you need to know, tweet, share and watch online. From amazing viral videos to the hottest social media trends, this is the world according to the web. Coming up, the videos sparking interest online, and the battle between gaming developers at this year's E3. But first, it's time to find out what the world's been watching this week. And we start with a visual spectacle. Film director Kang Min Kim created the 8-minute visual by bringing together stop motion and 2D animation. Taking inspiration from an early childhood memory of growing up in Korea, Kim recalls how he was often unwell. By utilising a mixture of 3D printing, hand-drawn animation and 35mm film, Kim has created this stunning world for viewers to enjoy. His work has been appreciated both on and offline, with an outstanding 11 awards and a mighty view count of almost 200,000. Next, a song written with the number pi. Paul David is a guitarist and teacher who uses a custom metronome to create fun and inspiring musical content for his YouTube channel. And in this short video, he uses pi to create an 8-bar sequence using the first 32 notes on every beat. With the help of a variety of musical equipment and a whole lot of experimentation, Paul's vision became a reality. And unsurprisingly, this beautiful custom tune has received over 200,000 views on YouTube. And finally, YouTube creator Grant Thompson reveals a top life hack. Grant was invited onto YouTube channel Veritasium to provide a lesson in carrying out a strange task. The self-proclaimed king of random explained how it's possible to start a fire with a sandwich bag.
Grant is actually going to show me a little survival tip. Let's say you're stuck out in the woods and you need to make a fire, but you don't have, say, matches or a lighter. We're going to try to use a Ziploc bag to start a fire.
After filling the bag with water and twisting it tightly, he creates a makeshift magnifying glass that is capable of starting a fire.
Once you roll the ball around, you can see where it looks the best. We're looking for as close to a sphere as possible, which is right there. Now, if I back it out,
wow,
you can see there, it starts smoking immediately.
That's incredible. The focal length of a lens is the place where all of the light converges. So that's really what we're trying to establish here, right, is position the tinder pile at the focal point of this spherical biconvex lens, essentially.
And the video managed to garner almost 1 million views and earn itself a place on the official YouTube trending list. So, next time you go hiking, make sure you pack a sandwich bag with you, as it could just save your life. In Top Search, how London's diverse communities responded in a particularly challenging week. And we start with a shocking tragedy. The Grenfell Tower, a social housing block in West London, suffered a devastating overnight fire, which engulfed much of its 24 floors in a number of hours.
The people inside the building were giving us eye contact. And they're asking for help, and unfortunately we couldn't do anything. The people were looking at us. People were calling mom, dad, their loved one, and I'm just staring at them. We couldn't really do anything.
This mobile video shows some of the strength of the blaze. Its cause remains unknown, but the death toll has continued to rise steadily. The block was inhabited by a multicultural mix of residents, many of whom were Muslims, among the first to sound the alarm due to being awake late in observance of Ramadan. And the disaster was on the minds of many during Friday prayers at West London's Muslim Cultural Heritage Centre.
There is a bit of anger, but I think right now what's needed is just everyone to get together, so it's much more like sympathy and unity. The anger is slowly coming, but I guess we'll see what happens after.
I think at the moment people are more concerned and have hope in sort of about supporting each other, and that is where the priority lies at the moment. It's about providing emotional, spiritual and mental support to those that have been affected.
Twitter also proved particularly useful in raising donations and rallying volunteers among all communities. Restaurateur Harjinder S. Kukreja tweeted, "Sikh Gurdwaras in London have started collecting and distributing spare clothes, toys, toiletries for Grenfell Tower evacuees. #share." And the response revealed a slim silver lining in a shattering tragedy. With Londoners still reeling, another shocking incident followed less than a week later. A van deliberately drove into a group of worshippers late at night at the Muslim Welfare House in North London's Finsbury Park. With a number of casualties and fatalities, it is being treated as a terrorist incident. Reporter Simeon Brown summed up the mood by tweeting, "Muslim friends fasting in heat, yet have faced 2 tragedies in days. Grenfell had big Muslim population and now the Finsbury Park attack." But once again, the local community was praised for their response, this time by London Mayor Sadiq Khan.
Well, there are a number of good stories that come out of this evil act. Firstly, the fact that the citizens from that community made a citizen's arrest, stopped and apprehended this man. Secondly, when things were getting very heated, and we can understand why, Imam Mohammed did a really good job in calming things down and making sure that justice can be done as it should be done via due process.
Up next, a child's memories of Aleppo reimagined in virtual reality. At just 10 years of age, Syrian refugee Mohammed Kitesh began to build a model of Aleppo as bombs fell on his city. Using paper, pens and glue, he reproduced the buildings that he loved around him, but he also added some changes that he felt would benefit the city. And this model has now been turned into a virtual reality experience.
You'll be taken on a tour through the city and you'll get to hear about some of his favorite buildings, the stories that inspired him to recreate them as models, but also his own personal relationships and also how he plans to sort of not necessarily improve, but to restore them and actually make the city even better than it was before.
Alex Pearson, co-creator of the project called Future Aleppo, got in touch with Mohammed's family in 2015. And for the first month, they only communicated via Google Translate. Together, the pair have created a new virtual interpretation of Mohammed's childhood model and have brought it to an audience way beyond Syria with the help of a VR headset.
It's an extremely effective way of, taking you into that world, that little boy's world. And what I loved about it was, I loved the model to start with. That's really cool. And you're sort of thinking, okay, he wants to reconstruct Aleppo for the future, but of course really what he's doing is he's remembering it all, and it's very touching.
The team hope that one day they'll be able to add stories and testimonials to the experience. And although Mohammed now lives in Turkey, he hopes one day to return to his birthplace as an architect, helping to redesign and rebuild the city. And finally, how one artist's unique skills have earned him viral success. Daniel Baresi is a sculptor from Italy, but it's what he chooses to sculpt that has caught the attention of those around the world. For Daniel, his artist materials can be found in the kitchen as he carves his artistic masterpieces from food found in his fridge.
Hi guys, finally I'm back with this new video. Today I show you how to create a flower pot with many fruits and vegetables. We have a fennel melon, which would be the base of the flower pot, 3 carrots, 1 eggplant, 3 beetroot, and a capsicum.
Daniel has been carving since the age of 7 and has successfully become world champion of carving fruit and vegetables twice. From broccoli to mushrooms to pears, almost anything edible becomes his canvas. And the world online is clearly interested in his quirky talent, as he has amassed a fan base of over 100,000 people on social media. Combining tie and embroidery techniques with his own distinctive style, Daniel has amazed a lot of attention for his artwork by sharing it online via Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. While some of his designs can take hours and hours to complete, this avocado took him just 1 hour and has garnered over 60,000 views on Facebook. And when this award-winning carving designer isn't busy turning fruits and vegetables into stunning pieces of art, he can be found working at a pastry shop in Australia. Still to come, the giants of the gaming world reveal their newest creations. Coming up, it was game on over in Los Angeles as developers went head-to-head at E3. The Electronic Entertainment Expo is one of the most important events in the gaming calendar. And the expansive Los Angeles Convention Center recently once again became home to some of the gaming world's biggest and most impressive announcements. Thousands of video game enthusiasts, industry experts and the media were in attendance to see what new software and hardware would be on display. And Fran Mirabella from IGN Entertainment predicted that this year would be all about continuing to breathe new life into popular franchises.
You're going to see a lot of sequels, Super Mario, Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, because these things sell. Gaming is still a business. It's not that gamers don't want something different, but like when you go see movies or anything else, you're hesitant to try something new. But you also crave what you know works well. And so there's some really good stuff that's working, and just it's the way games work, and you're never going to not see this happen.
While 6 major players in the industry, Bethesda, Electronic Arts, Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony and Ubisoft took center stage, all eyes were on just one in particular. Tech giant Microsoft had one of the most highly anticipated announcements to make about their new device, given the codename Project Scorpio.
Today, we are proud to welcome the newest member of the Xbox family, fittingly named Xbox One X. Xbox One X, the most powerful console ever made, sets a new quality standard for gamers and game creators.
The new console boasts greater graphical power, 4K gameplay support and compatibility with Xbox One games and accessories. But many were left shocked by the huge price tag of $499, $100 more than its direct competitor, the PlayStation 4 Pro. But with the new console ready to make games look better than ever before, it was only natural to unveil a few new titles. One popular franchise was at E3 to reveal the 10th major installment to their decade-spanning series.
Assassin's Creed Origins is taking you to the perfect setting for an epic gaming adventure. Egypt, 3,000 years of history and mystery at the tip of your finger.
Players are invited to go back to the very beginning with the never-before-told origin story of Assassin's Creed. You become Bayek, the protector of Egypt, who embarks on a personal journey which will ultimately lead to the creation of the Assassin's Brotherhood. And there were some other brand new games on show too, including the long-awaited Crackdown 3, Minecraft in 4K, Forza Motorsport 7 and Sea of Thieves. Whilst many are pre-existing franchises, Sea of Thieves from developers Rare is a whole new gaming experience. This upcoming action-adventure game puts players into a huge co-op experience to take control of a ship and perform separate roles.
The world of Sea of Thieves seethes with possibilities, with adventures skulking above and below the waves. All you have to do is jump in and up. There she goes.
Whilst the announcement of the Xbox One X was undoubtedly one of the biggest moments of E3, there were many other companies in attendance who were eager to show what they had to offer. And where better to start than Microsoft's main competitor, Sony.
The future is here and it is now with PlayStation 4 Pro and PSVR. We could not be more excited than to kick off E3 2017, celebrating the content and the creators who make PlayStation the best place to play for gamers.
CEO Sean Layden took to the stage to reveal trailer after trailer of all the games that will soon be launching on the PlayStation. From upcoming open-world zombie survival game Days Gone, to a whole new direction for the Uncharted franchise with The Lost Legacy, to gameplay footage from the highly anticipated Spider-Man game. Although Sony's presentation didn't offer much in the way of new announcements, the company continued the trend of showing off games players won't have to wait long to play. But the attention of E3 goers was also on one of the other big players in the gaming world, Nintendo, and conversation continued on the development of Nintendo's newly released Nintendo Switch console.
We wanted to make a platform that literally the consumers could play anywhere. They could play it on their big screen TV, they could then undock it and go take it with them. And that magic is what's driving our growth. We can't keep the Nintendo Switch in stock. It's selling as soon as it hits stores.
With games such as Legend of Zelda, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Splatoon 2, President of Nintendo America Reggie Fils-Aime reveals the company are focused on simple, family-friendly gaming.
This industry is about fun. It's about creating fun, compelling experiences that can only be had with our devices. And so teraflops and processing power, that stuff really just isn't as important as whether or not it's going to have the consumer smile. Parents playing with kids, grandparents with grandchildren, that's what makes Nintendo special.
It appears early signs are promising for the sales of this hybrid console, as Nintendo revealed in April that it had sold 2.74 million Switch machines since launch in January. And over at the Bethesda booth, there was a lot of excitement about some brand new titles. The team are famously known for popular games such as Fallout, The Elder Scrolls, and Quake Champions, but they were at E3 to display some new titles. And they started strong with the unveiling of plans to resurrect two of their most popular first-person shooter games. World War-based Wolfenstein is coming back with a sequel in the form of Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus.
You think you're a hero, William Joseph Lescotch?
Set in 1961 America, The New Colossus follows William on a mission to build a movement and fight the Nazi occupation that's taken over his beloved country. The first-person shooter offers players gripping gameplay, compelling characters, and a captivating story.
You take freedom away from the American people, you're playing with fire. And I intend to pour some gasoline.
Another exciting announcement from Bethesda was their growing interest in the world of virtual reality. The developers revealed they've given iconic games Fallout and Doom futuristic rebirths by releasing VR versions. Other games captivating fans during Bethesda's press conference included a new standalone chapter in Dishonored, reportedly following on from the events of Dishonored 2. And confirmation of a sequel to acclaimed franchise The Evil Within. Over at the Ubisoft booth, E3 attendees were flocking to try out the latest installment of the Far Cry series. Although it hasn't all been plain sailing. Set in a fictional Montana town, the game has caused controversy, with some suggesting the game resonates with far-right values. Although Ray Carcillo of EGM Media Group doesn't think this is the case.
I don't believe at all that Far Cry had any kind of political statement or any kind of, ulterior motive. All they were trying to do was provide a game that would get people engaged in a way that they've never been engaged before.
Far Cry 5 is yet to announce a release date, so for now, fans will have to eagerly await its imminent arrival. Finally, we conclude our E3 roundup with the company that kicked off proceedings at this year's event, and it all began with the announcement of a second Star Wars Battlefront game. EA's Executive Vice President Patrick Soderlund revealed player feedback was the key behind the new title.
Well, listen, the first game, we're proud of that game, but we got criticized for not having enough content in it, and people wanted a single player. Since then, we listened, to be honest, and we said, okay, we're going to show people that we care, we're going to show them that we can build a game that they really want, and we believe that we have that.
Even British actor John Boyega made an appearance on screen to announce his Star Wars character Finn would be playable in online game updates.
We've seen Yoda, we've seen Luke, we've seen all the other characters, but where's Finn? Finn will definitely be a part of Star Wars Battlefront 2, alongside with Captain Phasma as part of the first season of free content.
Electronic Arts also teased the game by Canadian developer BioWare for Microsoft's new Xbox One X console. The short trailer revealed little about the upcoming game except that it's called Anthem. Oh, and that the players will be able to wear jetpacks to travel around. As the event concludes for another year, fans were spoilt for choice by the abundance of announcements to emerge from the conference. All there is to do now is to wait for the many, many titles to hit stores. That's it for this week's show. Join us again next time on N2K, where we'll have more stuff you need to know.